Hello and welcome. We are the UO Consulting Group, and today we will be offering you first-rate recommendations about investing into the mysterious land of Bangladesh.
Vision, opportunity, innovation, and ambition. These are the compelling attributes of a booming nation, Bangladesh. It is a hidden gem in the growing market of Asia. They are a country that is not so slowly as it is surely progressing its way up the ranks. With a staggering population above 165 million people, which is mostly comprised of young, intelligent, and eager workers, they have an abundance of resources in order to excel at new venture opportunities. If you're an investor looking for your next big return, then stay tuned as we explore what makes Bangladesh one of your most viable options. By doing business in Bangladesh, you will have peace of mind from their government's democratic system, which has created political stability in the area. Their government has a belief that business should be driven by market forces, and for that very reason, they have pursued an open-door investment policy by receding as a regulatory authority for businesses. Their workforce features some of the most competitive labor costs in the world and perhaps the lowest in Asia. As their economy has been on a recent uprise, they have seen a boom in the size of their middle class, which means much more disposable income in the area. Also, the country is strategically placed along the Bay of Bengal for overseas distribution channels. This distribution advantage, combined with their location between South and East Asian high-growth regions, as well as neighboring India, Pakistan, Malaysia, and Singapore, they have a vast competitive advantage for the manufacturing of consumer goods.
An overview of the general Bangladesh economy. Nowadays, Asia has become the world's economic powerhouse. Bangladesh, as a part of this dynamic land, is one of the world's most populated countries, yet the least developed. In the year 2014, their GDP reached a whopping $186 billion, which was ranked 55th in the world, while its GDP per capita was only $957, which was ranked 156th. However, if you take a detailed look at Bangladesh's economic data, you will see that the agricultural industry makes up 18.7% of their GDP and 40% of their labor force. Considering its enormous population of over 160 million people, all of these factors imply huge economic potential for both the Bangladeshi and Canadian businesses. During the last decade, Bangladesh has realized many impressive economic achievements, such as an approximate annual growth of 6% while managing to decrease the percentage of citizens below the poverty line from 33.4% in 2009 to 23.6% in the year 2014. In addition, Bangladesh is a booming market with a young population of over 165 million and a fast-growing middle class. Consequently, this fast-growing domestic market offers countless opportunities for trade and investment within its consumer goods market.
International participation. The Bangladeshi government plays an active role in the participation of international institutions. They are a member of the United Nations, World Trade Organization, Commonwealth, and the founding members of the SAARC, the South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. Recently, it has also become a member of the China-led Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, which is a regional investment bank that focuses on infrastructure development and financial assistance, which is considered a positive signal for Bangladesh to develop their infrastructure sector, thereby benefiting Bangladesh's manufacturing sector and strengthening investment opportunities over the long run. Major industries. The government of Bangladesh aims to diversify the economic base of their country by facilitating investments within a series of priority areas. It provides attractive incentives to certain sectors, such as the ready-made garments, pharmaceuticals, and shipbuilding. These incentives have created strong opportunities for Canadian investors. The pharmaceutical sector is among one of the fastest-growing sectors in Bangladesh. Since 2002, Bangladesh's medical industry has been keeping an annual growth of 12% and has an estimated domestic demand over $1.7 billion. Today, Bangladesh has about 280 pharmaceutical companies, as it is able to produce over 450 different types of medicine.
As Bangladeshi economy continues to take off, the country is expected to encounter a dramatic uptrend in its pharmaceutical market due to the growing health consciousness as well as the increased demand for wellness-oriented medicine and government healthcare expenditures for their large population. Canadian investors could potentially seize this opportunity and utilize their strengths in regards to pharmaceutical technology to gain a competitive advantage in the market and benefit from the Bangladesh's growth in this area. Bangladesh's export are strongly reliant on this garment industry. Export of textiles and garments are the main source of Bangladesh's foreign exchange earnings, as it makes up to 80.6% of the total exports, representing $31 billion in the year 2014. Bangladesh is now the world's second largest textile exporting nation, directly after China. This booming industry employs nearly 3.5 million workers, and the wages in Bangladesh's textile industry are among the lowest in the world. The country is now considered the most formidable rival to China where workers' wages are concerned. The rapid appreciation of the national currency, known as the taka, only provides an added incentive. Also, the inexpensive and easily trained labor force, convenient geographical location, and attractive FDI policy all combined make the textile industry a very attractive investment for Canadian investors. Trade policy. Bangladesh and Canada are enjoying strong trade relations. The value of bilateral trade between the two countries has more than doubled from $593 million in 2005 to $1.8 billion in the year of 2014. However, Canada has not yet made any significant investments in Bangladesh. Few companies in Canada are involved in IT and the ready-made garment sectors. The Bangladesh High Commission in Ottawa has been promoting bilateral trade between Bangladesh and Canada and is also facilitating investments into Bangladesh. Since 2014, Bangladesh has been enjoying the General Preferential Tariff Facility in the apparel sector. The facility will remain accessible until the end of the year 2023. The two countries have close cooperation, both at the government and corporate levels, to promote trade and investment. Liberalized investment policies, particularly in the area of infrastructure development, has opened up new opportunities for Canadian companies. There are also opportunities for Canadian companies to invest in the sectors of food, agro-processing, IT, telecommunications, renewable energy, engineering, shipbuilding, services, and hospitality. Following the separation of their maritime boundaries with India and Myanmar, the Bangladesh government has been pursuing blue economy, which is expected to open up a large scope of foreign investments, including those from Canada. Bangladesh and Canada are currently negotiating an investment protection agreement, which will help bring more direct investments from Canada into Bangladesh. The two countries have inked an air services agreement in the year of 2013. Once implemented, this will pave the way for more bilateral trade between Bangladesh and Canada, as well as enhance people-to-people contact for the future.
Export processing zones. Another advantage for Canadian investors to invest in Bangladesh is the establishment of export processing zones. In order to stimulate rapid economic growth for the country, particularly through industrialization, the government of Bangladesh has adopted an open door policy, which includes simplifying the visa policy, which benefits Canadian investors. The Bangladesh Export Processing Zones Authority is the official organization within the government to promote, attract, and facilitate foreign investment in the export processing zones. At the same time, the Bangladesh Export Processing Zones Authority also performs inspection and supervision for the compliance of enterprises related to social and environmental issues, as well as safety and security in the workplace. Their goal is to maintain harmonious labor management and industrial relations within export processing zones. The primary objective of an export processing zone is to provide special areas where potential investors would find a congenial investment climate free from cumbersome procedures. Therefore, investing in Bangladesh has been unprecedentedly easier for Canadian investors today. The Bangladesh Private Export Processing Act allows establishment in private export processing zones entirely through foreign investment or through joint ventures or local initiatives.
Investment incentives. Following are the 8 export processing zones of Bangladesh, which are now in operation under Bangladesh Export Processing Zones Authority. In 2014, these 8 export processing zones have exported about $42.9 billion on valued goods to abroad and also employed over 405,000 people in these zones. On top of that, investors in the export processing zones can enjoy one of the most attractive investment incentives among the region. For example, tax holiday, duty-free exports and imports, exemption from dividend tax, GSP facilities, duty and quota-free access to the European Union, Canada, Norway, and Australia, including non-financial incentives like permission for 100% foreign ownership, most favored nation, no ceilings on foreign investment, full repatriation of capital and dividend, citizenship or residency based on the total value of investment, and some other facilities which are not enjoyed by industries outside of export processing zones. Number 1. Royalties for technical know-how fees received by any foreign collaborators, firms, companies, and experts. Number 2. Income of the private sector power generation company for 15 years from the date of commercial production is eligible for tax exemption. Number 3. Capital gains from the transfer of shares of public limited companies listed with a stock exchange will also enjoy the tax exemption. Number 4. Exemption of income tax up to 3 years from foreign technicians employed in industries specified in the relevant schedule of the Income Tax Ordinance. Number 5. Tax law allows double taxation to be avoided in the case of foreign investors on the basis of bilateral agreements. There is a provision for exemption of income tax up to 3 years for the expatriate employees in industries specified in the relevant schedule of Income Tax Ordinance. Number 6. Remittance allows industries to enjoy the facilities for full repatriation of invested capital, profit, and dividend. Number 7. Ownership from foreign investors can set up ventures either wholly owned or in joint collaboration with local partners. Number 8. Concessionary duty on imported capital machinery has no import duty charged in the case of capital machinery and spares listed in NBR's relevant notification. Import duty at 7.5% is secured in the form of a bank guarantee or an indemnity bond to be returned after installation of the machinery. Investment Guarantee. The Foreign Private Investment Act of 1980 for promotion and protection secures all foreign investments in Bangladesh. It guarantees Canadian investors' stake and protects their businesses from any possible nationalization, expropriation, or other forms of protectionism practices. Furthermore, investments are protected by multilateral investment guarantee agencies, Overseas Investment Corporation, and the International Center for the Settlement of Investment Disputes. SWOT Analysis. Strengths. Largely homogeneous population with no major internal or external tension. Labor is trainable, enthusiastic, hardworking, and at a very low cost. Bangladesh has a very attractive FDI policy among the region. Canadian investors can take advantage of their management and technology benefits. Weaknesses. The lack of skilled workers causes subpar productivity. Although there is an unreliable power supply, this means that there is an opportunity for investment in this sector. Opportunities. A large and young population has led to high market demand and purchasing power. Fast-growing income per capita and currency appreciation has resulted in an increased level of manufacturing. Fishery, infrastructure, shipbuilding, resources, and technology are advantageous industries for Canada and are strongly supported by the Bangladeshi government. Threats. Periodic natural disasters. Corruption has led to ineffective implementation of political and economic action plans, and cultural differences may potentially cause foreign business plans to fail. Now that we have explored the key considerations for foreign investment into Bangladesh, it's time to reflect. They are an economy that has sustained a consistent 6% growth in the past decade, even throughout worldwide economic uncertainty. A vast population that provides abundant trainable human resources. A nation that has consistent technological and infrastructural development. An unmatched geographical advantage. Impressive energy and telecommunication capabilities. A truly democratic government supportive of foreign investment. What else do you need to enter the new international frontier? Bangladesh is changing. Will you miss your opportunity?